Good morning. Do you have a question for us?
Morning. Yes, I do. By what by what year do you think all currencies will get to zero?
So, by all currencies, I assume you mean fiat currencies. So for those, I'm
Oh,
not,
fiat.
yeah,
Yes.
I assume people are hearing the questions from Clubhouse. I've got the phone next to the mic. But Roddy's question was, by what year do I think all fiat currencies will have failed? Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I get asked this a lot. I think that at the rate we're printing money now, I think we're in the end game. I've made this point many, many times. I've laid out scenarios in my Twitter feed of what I think can happen in the end game. I think that what happens is eventually um, China will not borrow from us. The petrodollar has effectively failed. The petrodollar was basically the idea that when we moved off of the gold standard, China was financing our debt in large part, and that allowed us to basically leverage our oil imports to finance our debt, and that just won't work anymore. So we're late in this debt cycle, which is what's given rise to populism. Populism gave rise to Trump. Trump didn't give rise to populism. Okay, and when you're late in a debt cycle, bad things can happen, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see in the next 20 years, bond rates skyrocket, interest rates skyrocket because nobody wants to borrow from us anymore. And when quantitative easing fails, it's going to be ugly, really ugly. And the bottom line is, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I unfortunately, and I don't want it to happen. I don't. Bitcoin's success is not dependent upon the dollar's failure. What's happening with the dollar is rocket fuel. It's not the reason that Bitcoin is succeeding. Okay, I actually want our government to succeed, and I want us to have a stable currency. But I don't see it happening right now. I see the opposite happening, just based upon everyone's actions. And I wish that we would, in this country, learn to absorb short-term pain for long-term gain, as opposed we do the opposite. We absorb short-term gains via things like printing money in exchange for long-term pain. And we're passing on this pain to our great grandchildren. Never mind our grandchildren. Now we're on our great grandchildren. If you look at the debt and the way we print money and the value of money and what we're doing here and its impact and where we are in the debt cycle, it's an enormous price to pay, and eventually someone's going to have to pay it. So sorry, I'm answering a question you didn't ask. Another rant. So I don't know why. It's supposed to be Friday. It's weekend. We're all happy. Why am I ranting? I don't know. I'm going to stop ranting now. Anyway, Radu, sorry I don't have a more exact answer for you. I'll go back to my Oracle crystal ball and see what else I can figure out. But no, I'm just kidding. Sorry. It's a fair question. It's going to happen in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's 10 years or 50 years. I just don't.